What's good, TwinBae crew? Back again with yet another freaking video.
It's another one, baby. What's up?
So, we have not been together on the camera in a very long time.
It's been a while.
The last time y'all saw us on camera, we revealed that we were pregnant.
Oh, look at you, baby in here.
Not no more.
Let me tell y'all when we gonna have a baby. We gonna have a baby. So, you wanna tell them?
I mean, I might as well.
Might as well.
So you're having my baby.
So today we're about to update you guys on how I got pregnant, how I found out I was pregnant. Not really how I got pregnant.
Right, that's a, you gotta pay for that. You gotta pay for that.
How I found out I was pregnant and how I told my family and also how I told my husband. And then the 6 months that I was pregnant and leading up to it. So we're gonna get straight into the video. But before we do, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notifications, and don't forget to hit that bell so you know when TwinBae posts. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's get into the video! Alright y'all, so we are back and this is the beginning of the story time per se. So, it was our wedding day, then it was after our wedding day we moved here, and then okay, September 30th is the day that we found out that we were having a little baby. And what happened was, so long story short, my mom had told me to take a test because I had an attitude, and I was so crampy and all this stuff, and it was
Moody,
like
stressing people out.
I was not stressing you out.
Yes, she was. She was fussing at me for no reason.
I don't.
Why you leave these funky ass socks? We ain't never have a sock problem in the past. Nigga, get off work. Kick your socks off in the bed. They smell like cheese.
So anyway, that was like throughout the weekend. So that Sunday morning, when I woke up, I took a pregnancy test, and when I put my urine on it, it was instantly like, you pregnant. So I went ahead and I whispered to him from the bathroom, because we was at our old apartment, and I whispered to him and told him that I was pregnant. So he came in the bathroom. He didn't have any emotion. He was just like looking at the test. He wasn't saying nothing.
It really wasn't much that I wanted to say at the time, to be honest, because it was a shocking moment. And, right after we ended up getting married, I did lose my mom. So that was a pretty big, epic blow in my life. And, I kind of got stuck. But when she told me she was pregnant, I was like...
Keep in mind, when we found out that we were pregnant, I was 4 weeks and 6 days. So I had been pregnant. His mom's services was like, the 10th? September 10th? So a month after our wedding, her services was September 10th. I found out September 30th that I was 4 weeks and 6 days, which means I was already pregnant at her funeral, but we didn't know.
Yep.
So, damn, I mean, I'm pregnant already.
You've been pregnant.
Don't do that. So anyway, we went to Walmart and got some stuff for my mom, and we ended up going to her room and let her know. This is when she stayed with us at the time. And we let her know that I was pregnant, and she hopped on the phone with all of my aunties. Like, we hadn't even told anybody. I told him, we told her, and then she told, like, all my aunties.
Bitch, guess what? Sing it and add off.
Anyway, we let our close family members and friends know that I was having a baby and things like that. And so as time went on, it was probably November. So here I am pregnant. I only been to the doctor maybe twice, but I started to have some bleeding going on. So in pregnancy, that's not normal. In my pregnancy, it was normal, but I don't think it's normal. So we went to the hospital. They gave me an ultrasound and stuff and told me I had something called placenta previa. Well, we went to the doctor. That was November, I found out. Then December, I came back, or I went to another doctor, like my regular OB, and she said that it was too early to detect. And then mysteriously the bleeding stopped. So
we just stopped worrying about it,
Yep.
Which, in any case where you're pregnant, you want to find the first sign of relief, you know.
Right.
And it can be a big mistake, but sometimes that's what you need and that's what you want to hear. So we were just like, okay, we ain't got this to worry about. Now let's get back on track and start focusing on buying stuff and moving along.
So that was, like I said, December. So Christmas had passed, New Year's, my birthday, things like that. January 20th came around, and that was the day we found out that we were having a girl. So we had kind of knew already, like we sensed it basically.
Ain't no we.
That it was a girl.
I knew from the get-go that we was having a girl.
Y'all know I was team green.
Everybody else was,
He was
he to
team
have a
yellow.
boy. He'd love to have a little boy. And I was just like, nah, I want a girl. You know,
Y'all know, everybody who know me know I didn't want no girl because of why I didn't want no girl.
I won, you know.
He shot the BB guns too.
You know.
Is it potato or tomato? You know what
Apple
I'm So anyway, that was the day we found out. So we had finally found out it was a girl. We were so excited, telling everybody and stuff like that. And maybe, like a month later, I was 23 weeks on, let me see, because I had her on the 14th. So probably like the 9th, I had turned that Sunday, whatever that Sunday was of February, I turned 23 weeks. And that night, Saturday night, Sunday morning, 9 p.m., 2 a.m. era, I had like literally felt like I was peeing on myself. Like it was so crazy. So it was just like gushing out. I couldn't stop it. It was weird. So we ended up going to the hospital and they gave me this little test where they test my urine. And whatever the strip was that they put it on, it instantly turned blue. And they were like, your water broke. And I'm like, I'm 6 months pregnant. You know what I'm saying? So we ended up going to the room that they had us, because I had got, what's the word I'm looking for? What is that word?
Inducted.
No, seriously.
Admitted.
Why you couldn't just say that?
I was struggling too.
Anyway, y'all, so I got admitted and they kept me. So that next day, because it was a Sunday that we went in, like that Sunday around 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. And that next morning, should I say, I had doctors, nurses, all kind of people coming to talk to me. So the doctor came and told us basically that we would have had to be there for like 3 months, 3 or 4 months.
And to anybody, that's definitely not something you want to hear when, you know, you just moved to a new city and you're trying to establish yourself, and then you got to go live in a hospital, basically.
Exactly. So basically, it was just like a scare at that moment, like what's going to happen from here on out, you know what I'm saying? But we kept the faith, and we didn't know what would happen. So we went and stayed there up until Thursday in that room, per se. So we were in that room on Thursday morning. I woke up. I'm going to just say it was a horror movie in there, literally.
And I'm going to break it down for you because in the midst
4 o'clock in the morning,
4 o'clock in the morning, in the midst of us waking up, you know, I woke up because she was moving and she's like, babe, I have to go pee. And when she got up out of the bed, you know, we turned the light on the remote that she had. And I was like, that's not good. She had like a little puddle of blood.
In the bed.
In the bed.
Because I had on these mesh panties from the hospital. If y'all had a baby, y'all most likely know what I'm talking about.
So as she got up and walked in the bathroom, she was just like, I'm hurting. You need to go get somebody. And by the time I made it into the hallway, I mean, literally, our door.
It was like right here, literally.
And I was like, you know, she needs y'all. Came back in the room. There was a puddle of blood on the floor. So, boom! I didn't kick into pass out mode. Then I had to kick back into daddy mode. Then I had to kick into husband mode.
Right.
And I had all 3 of them running through my veins. So I'm in a panicking.
And then he had to click into son. All right, y'all. So the camera died, but back to where we were. If anybody knows my mom, they knows that she is like extra. She over the top. She gonna do the most.
Absolute.
All that. Good jug. So he called my mom, let her know what was happening. She got on her way. She made her way. She made her way to the hospital, and she took about 45 minutes because she lives away. But anywho, she got to the hospital, and then the ultrasound lady came in. The ultrasound lady came in. She gave me my ultrasound and told my doctor, my OB who delivered Raylan, that she had turned breech. So anybody know that had a baby or anything, or know anything about babies, they know that breech is not good. So they instantly took me to the delivery area and they told me 3 options because they have to give options. They can't choose for you. So they were like, you can have her vaginally, but she's breech, which would not be a good idea. You can have a C-section, or you can wait until things worsen. Now, when we first got to the hospital, the water level per se was at 11. That was that Sunday. So that morning, that Thursday, it was 1. So that meant I had lost all of my water. So my option was basically just go ahead and have a C-section because at this point, it was my life or Raylan's life. And I really didn't want to have to chance that. By the grace, we both made it. But I knew that, you know what I'm saying, it was my life or hers at this point.
And that's big. That's a really big, you know, life-changing moment. And it affects everybody around you.
Everybody.
I tried to keep my cool and breathe and just remember that, you know, we're doing this for the greater good. But, I mean, you just couldn't help but think, you know, the worst of things. But, you know, you can always keep your faith up, but,
yeah.
You know.
But you never know. You have no control over it. Nobody has control over it but him. So my mom was all like, oh my God, you really about to have a C-section? She's never had a C-section. So it was like something big, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, I made the decision for my daughter and I both to survive. They told me it would be a higher chance, and our little princess is doing great right now. So, think strong. So, after that, they went ahead and got all the paperwork ready for me to have my C-section, and they wheeled me to the back. They told me that it would be a while for my husband or my mom, whoever was coming, to come back there. The anesthesiologist got me prepped and ready, and they got the spinal in my back. So the anesthesiologist got me ready, and they put the spinal in my back and things like that. Everything went numb. So after a while...
Oh, you can feel it now. I'm sorry.
So after a while, my husband had came back, and they had started the procedure.
I was not ready.
I was just looking around because I couldn't see anything. They had the curtain up, and I'm just laying there looking around, stuff like that. So my husband was like, "You're doing great, babe, and you got this, blah, blah, blah." And I was just waiting to look at him because, like, the way the curtain was set up, like, say we were like this, just like this, and I'm waiting for him to peep his head over the curtain. No. So why didn't you look over the curtain?
Man, I walked in the room, man, it's like a big locker room. That's basically what it was, a locker room.
With a table.
With a table, and she was, like, strapped in, like they was gonna give her the death penalty. And she was just laying there, and all you see is this huge blue tarp.
First of all, y'all, I wasn't strapped in.
It looked like she was, like, they didn't want her to.
My legs were numb, so my body was just there at the same time, you know what I'm saying? So my hands, they just laid my hands to the side so I wouldn't be, like, grabbing.
And let alone they had about 16 doctors, if not more.
It was like a
in there.
lot of
I mean, everybody.
NICU, preemie, NICU babies, like micro preemie, anybody before the gestational age that's supposed to come are very, very important. So they had people from the NICU, they had all kind of nurses from the labor and delivery, they had multiple doctors, they had 2 anesthesiologists, they had all kind of people, they had nurses there just for support, they even had a student there. So it was a lot of people that were there during my C-section. I had a lot of support in their room. So after a while, it probably took like 15 minutes. Like, it was super quick. But after a while, I heard, the baby's out, the baby's out. And then next thing you know, my husband disappeared. And I'm like...
They came and got me so quick.
They were like, "Dad, do you want to come back?"
She leaned over and turned her head, and they was just like, "You want to come see her?"
And I'm looking at them like, I want to see her too.
When I walked in the room where they had her, she was in, you know, her little carriage thing. And we'll insert a few pictures, and she was in her little cube, and they had her wrapped in plastic.
I was like, she is not chicken in a bag. Why is my baby in no bag like chicken?
I walked up and I seen her in, like, she was just covered in inside stuff goo, and yeah, it was a sight to see.
They hadn't cleaned her off yet. It was just, let's let Dad see her because she's brand new.
And she didn't come out all wimpy.
Yeah, she did. She came out swinging,
fighting,
literally.
Kicking. I mean, man, it was just...
She didn't want to leave Mama yet. So anyway, after that, he saw what he saw, but they went ahead and the doctor was like, "You're just gonna feel a little more pressure," or the anesthesiologist who was standing over my head, he's like, "You're gonna feel a little more pressure and blah blah blah." And so eventually they was just like, "All right, we're done," and they took the thing down and my clothes was back down. I didn't see anything. I couldn't feel anything, and I had a catheter. Ugh, I hated that thing. So they slid me from one bed to the next, but it was like a hydro type of thing. That's what they call it, some hydro type shit. And they like inflate it and makes it easier for them to transport me over to the next bed.
They put on a baby air mattress.
Really, but the part I was laying on didn't go up, just the sides, like an inflatable, like a boat, like a little boat. So they put me on that. They got me back to the room, and he was standing there in his little blue suit, little dress up clothes, and then my mom was just in there like, "Hey baby, how you doing?" And I was just like, "I'm good, what's up?" And then my husband took pictures of us or whatever. And then they got us upstairs. We got all our stuff, and then we went upstairs. They put me in the other bed, and I stayed in there for like 3 days. But I wasn't having that catheter mess. They had to take that out that night. And she took it out at 10 o'clock. I had Raylan at 8:10 a.m. So she took it out at 10, and she was like, "If you don't use the bathroom in 2 hours, we're going to have to put it back in." I sat in the bathroom until I went to the bathroom, literally, because I wasn't getting it back in there. And I ended up going in like an hour and some change. But I went. That's all that matters. So I didn't go to the NICU that day. Did I see her on her first day?
No, you did not.
Okay, I didn't think so. Because I had the catheter. So actually I did after I got the catheter out that night.
Really?
Remember? And I cried.
I thought that was the next day.
No, it was that night. Because I was waiting for the catheter to come out. They
All
told me
of
I could go.
seemed the same.
I know, right? They told me I could go visit her, but I didn't want to because of the catheter. Then I had to get in a wheelchair and all that stuff like that. So once I got in a wheelchair, my husband and my mom, we all went downstairs, and I just saw my little baby, and I was just crying because she's just so precious. And she looks nothing like she did when she first came.
She does.
That is why we waited so long to release photos of her. Just not because we think we all that, not because we think we got a celebrity baby or nothing. Although we are all that in a bag of chips. So we just waited because our baby didn't have her features yet. And the photos that we shared with you guys just a few minutes ago, I'm sure you can tell from a chicken in the bag to her picture now, she looks nothing like she used to.
Chicken in the bag.
But she's beautiful now. I mean, not saying she wasn't beautiful then. She just didn't have any features.
She looks just like Daddy.
Ting. We're not going to get on that. Everybody knows she looked like you. Don't nobody care.
No.
So anyway, she is doing great now. Our next video for you guys is going to be Life with the NICU baby. I'm going to show y'all just a little insight of how the NICU life is and how the nurses operate with her and work with her and things like that, because it's a lot that she gets done. She's not sick. She doesn't have any IVs. She just has a feeding tube and CPAP, which is in her nose. That's it.
Just to help her breathe a little bit, but you know.
She's little. She has premature lungs. So, with that being said, we love you all. We thank you
So
all
much.
for all of your
Oh
support,
my God.
all of your love.
Only if y'all knew how much, just the amount of support we get would just affect us in our daily lives. You
It's
know?
amazing.
It
It's
helps.
amazing. The little comments like, "Oh my God, TwinBae," like just simple stuff like that, like heart TwinBae, like anything. And the support has been real because I just posted my prank video and y'all loved it. So without further ado,
Bad game!
Bad game!
The fuck was that? You got a duck in your throat?
Oh my God! We can't do this. We gonna know outro.
This is my ear. You alright?
Whoa.
What the fuck is that? What is
Girl,
that?
shut up. My stomach hurt. Alright. Seriously, let's do this. Look, bird game, y'all know what it is. We out here. For real. Bird game. We out too.
We out this right here.
Stupid, bro. Peace.